everyone, my name is Marina. Welcome to the next episode of Strawberry Patches podcast. Today is a lovely frosty autumn morning here in Auckland, New Zealand, where I'm coming to you from, and I am in Mount Eden. I'm going to the Textile and Arts Center, Handweavers Guild, and we have a tiny little bit of a pistache market, and I'm going to show you, hopefully, what it's like. And I'm gonna search for some new craft supplies. Like, I don't have enough, I know. But my husband was very kind and he said he'll spend time with the daughter and I can come here. And here I am. It's a lovely, lovely day. Oh, there it is. I'm good. Thank you for joining me, and if you are a returning viewer, welcome back. If you are new, I hope you like this. I hope you enjoy it. There'll be lots of new things and fun, and I will also share with you what I've been up to in the past 2 weeks. And the weather is so lovely today. I'm going to take you to a place right behind me. Just thought I'd introduce myself very briefly for those who are new to the podcast. My name is Marina. I'm a Russian living in New Zealand. I have lived in Turkey for 7 years and in Indonesia for 8 months before I got married and moved here. I used to be an English teacher working with kids, and I started knitting when I was very little, and since I moved to Auckland, New Zealand, I have had an opportunity to meet all these amazing people who are in the creative fiber family, and I've been having fun with them since then. I learned to spin on a hand spindle and on a wheel, which I have now at home, and I met lots of wonderful people who introduced me into dyeing as well, yarn dyeing, and I have a little bit of that to share with you today. I have purchased some undyed wool and dyes from my wonderful friend Annette. You're wonderful. And I made some experiments. We'll see if I have time to record today at home, but I think it's lovely weather and this is a beautiful place. I'm not normally in this part of the town, so I thought I'd show you a little bit of the architecture and greenery that's in this part of the town. I'm in Mount Eden, and today was kind of like a little get-together sale of some of the Handweavers and Spinners Guild materials. There were some looms and spinning wheels and some fiber on cones, and I purchased something that is nameless, and actually it was a donation, so there was no price on it. You could just give as much as you want, and I don't know what it is, but it looks a little bit like let me see if I can show it to you. It's this fluffy thing. I know there is some acrylic. We did the burn test, but it's fine. It's fluffy, and I have some plans for a ranunculus. So I'm going home now, where my husband has been entertaining our daughter, and I will talk to you more about all the things that I've been up to. Oh, by the way, I am wearing a lovely shawl that I knitted back when I was living in Indonesia, which got some compliments today already, which was surprising. I don't think much of this shawl. It's a very simple eyelet thingy. But I'm also wearing my finished object. It is the Heidi Kermar's cloud cover cardigan, and I will show it to you better at home, I think. So let's go home. Hello, we have arrived home, and I'm very happy to show you all of the things that I have prepared here on the table. Let's start. I have so many things to show you because I have been so busy. My daughter has started going to the kindergarten because our country has come out of the lockdown, and that meant that I had a lot of free time to craft and do all kinds of amazing things. So let's start. I just want to briefly tell you what it's going to be about. I will tell you about my new arrivals. I have some exciting things that came in my mail. I have some yarn dyeing, spinning, new projects that I cast on, and a finished object. And finished objects. Since I'm wearing this one, let me start with that. It wasn't finished recently, but since I'm wearing it, I will just show you. It's a shawl I made back when I was living in Bali. By the way, go back to those episodes, when was it, 2017, and watch me knitting in Bali if you haven't done so. This yarn is Mohair that I bought in Kuala Lumpur, and it's a very simple shawl. I think I found the description somewhere on the internet. Self-striping Mohair yarn, which I think really fits this cardigan that I'm wearing. And ta-da! Can you believe I finished it? I cannot believe it either. So, excuse the mess. But yeah, this is Cloud Cover by Heidi Kermar. I will leave the link to my project page on Ravelry for you guys, and I'm really pleased with it. This yarn I dyed myself. Oh, the sleeves are a little bit too long, so I kind of roll them up a little bit. But this cardigan is meant to be a relaxed fit, and it's not like the other one where when I did the sleeves it was pretty loose. But this allows me to have a little extra something for warmth underneath. So it was a very, very fast knit, and it's not really finished. I have some buttons that will go here. There are 3 buttonholes, and I still have to go to the shop and buy them. And there's 1 buttonhole here, so there will be a little button here hidden and 3 here if I want to do so. But I'm pretty happy with how it looks right now. Also, I'm definitely wanting to knit another one. It was so fast. It's such a beautiful knit, and it fits perfectly, and it's just gorgeous. I think it's gorgeous. It's knitted top down, and then when you come to this part, she advises to knit the sleeves first, which I shouldn't have done. I should have knitted the body, and then, because I didn't know how much yarn I would have, and this I only had 600 grams of it. But anyways, I even had enough left for maybe like a bowl like that. Anyway, happy with it. Love the color. And yeah, it's really clever. Even here, I managed to do it without any holes. I'm pretty proud of myself. Weaved in all the ends and all that, and actually I finished it very quickly, and I've been wearing it already for a week or so. Really happy with it, and my family's like, oh, you're making them so fast, can you make me one? Maybe one day when I have more free time. Actually, it's not that cold here. So the next things I want to talk about are my works in progress. And they are, I finally found the energy to start this project, which is in my Handspun. This is the fiber I got from Annette, and I handspun it. Half of it was handspun, half of it was wheel spun on the wheel. And I'm just making up a little cowl that I'm making on the go. And oh no. I don't know how many stitches I cast on, but I'm making a little bit of decreases right here, and I'm making some eyelets and just plain garter rows, and we will see how it goes, because I realized that I have all these cardigans that I'm wearing and I don't have anything except for this shawl. I found it recently to cover my neck, so I thought this would be nice. And it's really warm, and although the yarn is not what I'm used to, like merino, it's really nice to the skin. It's not itchy at all. So I'm really loving this little project. It will be my first hand spun garment. And just one more time, I want to show you the gorgeous, it's a little blown out, but you get the idea. By the way, excuse my manicure, I have not had it for 2 months. Anyways, you get the idea. So the next whip, this is the new custom. Next whip I'm working on is something that is for someone special, and for my sister. And Irina, if you are watching, please turn away, and I will put the timestamp so that you know when to come back. This is a surprise, but I wanted to show it. If you don't want the surprise, then you can keep watching. So I wanted to make something special for this very, very special sister of mine. I have 3 sisters, but Irina is my, we grew up together. I didn't grow up with the rest of them. They were all from different moms, so I still love them, but it's a different story, right? When you grow up with someone, or when you just have relations with someone. So anyways, this beautiful color, she loves blue, so I decided to choose this blue color for her. This is the Darn Knit New Zealand merino, twist on twist merino, 100 gram, 100% merino. And I'm making another storm shawl. I already made one, the green one. It's a little one single skein shawl by Jochi Locatelli, and I had to be in mid-row. Oh well, this is just the beginning, but this is just to show that this is the right side. Oh well, it says love and be loved, and I love my sister so much. Irina, I love you. So this is a very fun pattern. When I knitted it last time, I wasn't very happy with the result, but because it was so stretchy and squishy, but now I kind of like that. I'm wearing that shawl. Do I have it somewhere here? No. And it's very easy to throw on and just, you know, cover your neck, and it's a very fun, quick knit. And this eyelets, they're a beautiful way of showcasing any kind of hand-dyed yarn. This, of course, won't be that striking, because I know my sister, she's more into not that bright colors like me. She prefers like single tones and cold blues and colors like that. So I hope that she's going to like it. And she has a birthday soon, but I'm not sure that I can ship anything to America right now. As far as I understand, There's no post going in and out. If I'm wrong, can you please tell me down below? I would appreciate that. Okay, now Irina, you can look back if you are watching. Another thing I've worked on a little bit is the little Dahlia pattern. Remember, I started this little vest, which is number 6 from this pattern. That was my money's worth on that pattern. And it's turning out beautifully. Very soon it will be the end of, not the end, but I will join in the round, and the sleeves will start. This is the smallest, I think 3-month or 6-month size that I'm making. Really cute. And 2 more things I'm making. One is in this bag, and it is, oh, I have to show it, I have to put it on. Part of this whip is in my other bag, and it is, I showed it to you before, but this is my progress on the collar for the rose cardigan that I'm making. So I'm going to try it on now. I have finished the hem. Actually, of course, the ends are not woven in because it's not finished. I still have to do the sleeve. It's like this much of ribbing, and you can see the colors. I think it's very, very nice. And what's gonna happen is there will be 2 of these. I just love it. One on this side and one on this side. So I have still a lot to make, but this is very short. This is 29 stitches, so it's fine. Not very sure if I like it, that it's very kind of ruffled here, but it's a very relaxed cardigan with lots of room in it. And since I'm still changing in size, like, ooh, I can wear it like that. There is a visible seam at the back, and I think this is pretty clever. This is pretty clever, and this is just gorgeous detail that adds so much charm to this piece, don't you think? I'm very, very, very happy with this piece. It does take forever to knit, I have to tell you that. But if ever I have more free time, I would love to make another one. It's totally worth it. It's a little bit challenging, but not too much. It's fun. It's really, and the yarn is amazing. Most of you who have watched before my podcast know that this is Revive Designs yarn. It's silk and merino, and it's just, you know, makes my fingers sing when I knit with it. It's absolutely amazing. Another whip that I have is from the yarn that I just received last time when I podcasted. This is the cadenza yarn from Skeins that I got, and I have cast on and not almost finished out, that would be a lie. Can I try it on? I wonder. Definitely I'm gonna lose some stitches, but no, I'm gonna try it. Not worth it. It's not even half finished. But anyways, this is a Icy Spring sweater, yes, sweater by Hohi Locatelli, and it has this wonderful detail here at the front, and I still have to do a little bit of collar, just 2-row collar, just to kind of strengthen the stitches around here. This is a very interesting construction, which starts with little shoulder pads, like the little pads here, and then you pick up stitches on both sides, and then you create this, and then you create this visible seam, which is, I think, pretty cool. And once you're done with this, then it's all very easy. You just join in the round and you continue straight, which is perfect again for somebody who doesn't want something fitted, which I don't want. So I'm very happy with that one. And this is now perfect watching the film and knitting project. Now let's go to spinning. So yes, I have been working very hard on my Corriedale wool, champagne, and I tried to separate the colors a little bit, just a little bit. It's still not perfect. There is still some overspun parts, but I'm happy with it. I am liking the rhythm of it, and it's just fun. I have started the second bobbin. As soon as that's full, I'm going to ply them, and hopefully by next time I'll be able to show you what the yarn looks like. I still need that tool that helps you to figure out what weight of yarn it is, because I have no idea right now what... It's obviously different thickness because it's hand spun, so you can see there are some really thin and some really thick plies, strands. But yeah, I'll think about it later. Since I only have 4 bobbins and one of them is taken by that green that I haven't really spun up yet, I showed you a couple of episodes back, as much as I would love to spin on different fibers at the moment, I am waiting to figure out the bobbins for this first. So I have to fill up the bobbin with this for the singles, and then the third one will be for the doubles. And that means I will have to work on this champagne fiber for a while. Speaking of fiber, I was naughty and I ordered. So my husband has been so generous, loving, I don't know, amazing, that he, anytime I sent to him, oh, I want to buy this, oh, I want to buy that, he would say, of course, sure, whatever, go ahead, buy it. So I went and I purchased some amazing fiber by a lovely Annette. She has this company, Twisted Sisters, and I have to take it out right now. And actually, this yarn is from her as well, and it looks just as gorgeous. Look at this. So I lovingly call it my clouds. So this is the new cloud I have. Look at this. It has gorgeous stellina in it and some gold colored, pink, white, and there is silk in it as well. I can see that there is silk in here. See how it shines? And I'm guessing there is Corriedale in it, actually. Let's see what this thing says. Corriedale and silk and Angelina. Yeah, this is 1. And this is 2. Oh, I just love it so much. Doesn't it look like the ocean, or like this, like the deep dark in the middle, and then closer to the beach it's white, and then there's this white foam on the sand close to the shore. It is gorgeous. There is a little bit of stellina, or is it from somewhere else? Oh no, this one doesn't have stellina, but it does have some silk. It's just like a painting, guys. It is a painting. Annette, you are amazing. You are amazing. I am jealous of myself. I am jealous that I get to spin this gorgeous fiber, and I could sleep on it and dream of beautiful faraway places where I have all the time in the world to craft and spin and knit and crochet and dye yarn and show it off, and love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay, so now we are gradually going from the spinning to the new acquisitions, and this is not all that I got. So as I said, I have an amazing husband who sometimes watches it and he's like, oh, you talk about me. I said, of course. He was okay with me ordering 4 kgs of pure undyed wool so that I can try my hands at dyeing wool, and who knows, maybe I will be good at it so I can actually share it with some of you or my friends. We will see. Anyways, Annette was so kind that she popped in a bag with mail with these ones. She shared some of her dyes with me, and I have been using my niddy noddy and separating those cones. I don't want to show them, it's just white cone of 4-ply, 8-ply and yarn. And I had my hand at dyeing them. It was so exciting. I'm so excited. And I want to show them to you. So this is number 1. It's not very tidy the way I tied it up, but forgive me, I'm just a beginner dyer. But I really, really, really love the colors. Let me open it. So yeah, love these colors because I love blues and greens and purples. Yeah, these 3 are my favorite colors. And what I did here, I dyed some, first it was blue, and then I did some specks of fluorescent lemon and spearmint, I guess. I love spearmint as well, the color, I mean. And this is what it became. So I called it Mermaid. I think it's pretty appropriate for this gorgeous color. Look at this deep. Oh yeah, then I also used something else blue. I don't remember. And this is a 10-ply wool. It's not merino, but it's just gorgeous. And the more I'm knitting with this plump, thick yarns like this 8-ply cardigan, the more I want to knit with it because it just goes so fast and it's such a lovely warm fabric. Number 1. The next ones were very similar, and I call them deep green and deeper green. Guess which one is what? So I made a bath of color, and I dipped this one first, but I really wasn't expecting such really bright color. Of course, since I didn't dip it fast enough, this part is a bit yellower. But I quickly decided to dip another one in, and this one is a little bit lighter than this one. And I was planning to actually add some specks on it, but I really like these colors so much that I don't want to spoil them, because speckling, I'm doing it all in my laundry room, which is really, really, really tiny, and it's hard. So anyways, I decided maybe I'll leave them like that. And if I have 2 things in mind for this, one could be another Dahlia vest for Lydia, or another one could be a part of a shawl. And I'll talk about my plans about shawls later. So far, so good. did was this, which was gorgeous, gorgeous pink that I dyed, and it was very, again, variegated. It wasn't even. I just thought that if I make even color, then what's the point of dyeing? You can just buy this yarn in the shop. So I made some parts lighter, some parts darker, and then I did some speckles on it. But I did a mistake because I didn't have microwave that I purchased especially for this. I don't want to, you know, this is toxic dyes. I don't want to use my microwave that we use. So I put it in a crock pot and I let it stay there, and obviously it was immersed in water, and that's what happened. All the specks became just this weird colors, and still it looks a little washed out, and I'm not sure if I want to dye it again or if I'm happy with it. But this one is called Pink Orchid. And the last one, oh, I'm so happy with this one. This is again on the 4-ply high twist merino, and oh, I have to untie it. Ta-da! This one I did a different method, and I speckled it and then I left it for 24 hours without submerging it into water or cooking it in anything. Basically. And here I used 3 different colors, as you can see, to make this beautiful specks. And I called it Apple Blossom because this somehow reminds me of the apples and the blossoms, and I have still this weird, and there's a little bit of more red here, I have this weird relationship with seasons when I live here. I know it's autumn here, but for me May is always going to be spring. And my full family is posting pictures with flowers, the blooming flowers, and the podcasters that I'm watching are also posting some videos of their blooming gardens and all the green grass and everything. And over here, of course, we have another palette of red golden leaves, and it's also gorgeous. It's amazing. But I was in the mood of some, yeah, I just decided to call it like that. And I really wanted it to be more light, so I left intentionally some parts white. There we go. Gorgeous. I'm very happy with this one. Very happy. I have to learn how to tie them up more pretty. Really lovely merino. So yeah, that was my dyeing experiment. Now the next thing I want to talk about is the new podcasts that I have been watching and I wanted to recommend for you. By the way, if you have any podcasts that you love and that you think, I don't know, that I haven't mentioned and you think are worth watching, please, can you please write them down? Today I have for you a new podcaster. Her name is Bridget, and her podcast is called Alpaca Dahlia. She's only done 3 episodes, but she is an amazing spinner, and I really love her manner of talking. And she had this great idea in her yesterday's episode about the crafting journal, which I really loved. So I really recommend that you go and check her out. You would enjoy it, I think. Another crafter that I recently found is Barbara, who is a Polish girl living in Ireland, which is similar to what's happening here, a Russian girl living in New Zealand. And she has a knitting podcast called Knitting I Love, which is quite popular, so maybe you have heard of it already. And she has this great little videos other than her normal podcast. She has this great little videos of just talking about one finished garment, and I want to borrow that idea from her and do the same, because sometimes before you start a project you want to hear from somebody who's knitted it some details about it, like is it top down or something. I mean, there are notes on Ravelry, but I think it would be nice to hear the story of a finished object from someone who's knitted it. So go give Barbara some love as well. And for those of you who might not have heard, which is impossible, there is this famous sisters from the Hey Sisters podcast, and they're so cute as well. And since they have lots of children, I mean all together, they sometimes show really cute baby knits as well, which is of course something that appeals to me because I love baby knits as well. So yeah, I hope you will find those interesting. So the last, I have a question for you this week. What's your favorite color? I mean, obviously you know what my favorite colors are. I actually love almost all colors, but what's yours? Can you please write down below? I would love to hear it, because I plan to dye yarn not only for myself, but some of it will be for sale. And I'm just curious about what colors other people like to choose. And lastly, I wanted to briefly tell you about my plans. I want to, of course, dye more yarn and try different techniques. And I want to make finally find the time to make the comfort fade with the cardigan. Find Your Fade shawl by Andre Maury. I have already almost knitted it with the alpaca yarn that I had, and then I ripped it out because it was becoming too big and too thick, and I don't know, I just decided to undo it, and I think it will be much better in 4-ply yarn. And I have this pattern, and I really liked it while I was knitting it, and something tells me that there will be more coming, but these colors are gonna go really nice together. And since I'm a dyer now, I can dye just enough yarn, not 100 grams, but 60 grams, 70 grams for this project. Another thing I want to do is I have this beautiful blue ball here, which was my, I think, close to you, Shawlette, but I ripped it out, and I was thinking of what else I can do with it. And I'm thinking about the Spindrift Shawl. I might actually do that. And this is a really gorgeous yarn that really deserves to be in a beautiful piece around my neck. And I also would like to follow Barbara's idea and make one garment videos. I've recently went through all of my finished objects, and I thought, oh, it would be nice to have like a different playlist in the YouTube channel where everyone can just, you know, briefly 4 or 5 minutes see all the finished objects that I've done. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Well, that was all. I'm sorry for being so excited and speaking too fast and making all the mistakes. And I just wanted to thank you all for joining me today, and I hope that you found something interesting or inspiring and that it wasn't at all boring. Thank you very much for joining, and I hope to see you very soon, and I have many more things to show to you next time. Have a lovely time, and thanks a lot. Bye bye.